Welcome to AskFOI, where we answer the most common questions we receive here at the Friends of Israel about prophecy, Israel, and the Bible. With me all the way from Australia is Les Crawford. Welcome, Les.
Thanks, Steve. Great to be with you today.
In today's answer, I'd like to start by reading from Revelation chapter 21. Starting in verse 1, it says, "Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also there was no more sea. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. God himself will be with them and be their God." What a glorious passage. And on this passage particularly, we're asked a specific question: is this a home for Christians? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this passage and ask you, will Christians live in the New Jerusalem?
That's a great question, Steve. And in a simple answer, I could just say yes, but that might not be adequate for those who are watching and trying to get a fuller answer to this question. You know, when Jesus told his disciples that he was going to prepare a place for them and then come back to take them to be with him, that's in John 14, verses 1 to 3, this is actually a reference to the rapture of the church, the removal of believers living in this current era by Jesus on his return to the air and taking them back to be with him. So those believers who are alive will be caught up in the air. Those believers who are dead will be raised from the dead, and they get priority actually in terms of joining Jesus in the air. And he was referring to a heavenly residence when he said this. This was not creating a place on the earth. This was creating a place from the earth, away from the earth. And it makes sense that that would actually refer to this passage, the New Jerusalem. You know, in Revelation 3, verse 12, there's a promise that Christians have a permanent presence in God's temple. In fact, it says that the name of the city of my God, the New Jerusalem, which comes down from my God of heaven, is going to be written on them. So that kind of makes it pretty clear that the New Jerusalem is our ultimate home in eternity. The timing of the event is in Revelation 3, verse 11, which is Jesus' coming. So that matches the promises in John 14, verses 1 to 3. Now, we've just read the book of Revelation. Thank you for doing that. And if you read the description of this New Jerusalem, you find out that it's got 12 gates and it has 12 foundations. With the 12 gates, we have the tribes of Israel named. With the 12 foundations, we have the names of the 12 apostles. So it seems that the city is not just limited to Christians in the church era, but believers from all redemptive eras equally. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to be our home in the future for us as believers in this era, the church era, as Christians. But I think it's also going to be the home for other saints, Old Testament, tribulation, millennial saints as well. And it also tells us, Revelation chapter 22 says that his servants will worship him. And that will be at the throne of God and of the Lamb. And that's also located in the New Jerusalem, along with the river of the water of life. So these servants are actually described as reigning forever and ever. And if we read Revelation 20, the millennial period, we read about the saints having returned with Jesus for his millennial kingdom, now reigning with him over that millennial kingdom. I think that reign just continues into this new era, the new heavens and the new earth, with this amazing city, the New Jerusalem. So, yeah, I think it is our residence in the future, not necessarily exclusively ours. It's not like we're the only ones there, but it certainly is ours.
That's really helpful. It's such a different picture than the common picture of Christians floating on clouds in robes playing harps, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That beatific vision, that idea of some kind of ethereal existence, it doesn't really attract me. I love music. I love being able to play if I could play, but that's not the future I'm at. This is a really concrete, tangible, very much the recovery of what we lost. I mean, we had a beautiful garden, we had a perfect earth. in Adam and Eve, that was humanity's destiny in one sense. Was interrupted by temptation and sin and the brokenness of our world. And God's going to restore all of that, not in some kind of spiritual existence apart from any concrete. Even our resurrected bodies are tangible, concrete bodies with a greater dimension of obviously a spiritual capacity, which is evident in Jesus' body. So yeah, I'm certainly not looking forward to floating on a cloud playing a harp. I'm looking forward to all of the exciting things that must be part of a city. And we also read of nations coming to that city. We read of very tangible things, which I think our humanity was designed to enjoy.
Yeah, what a future ahead for us. This was really great. Thank you, Les.
You're welcome, and it's a real blessing to think about the future. It really is.
Amen.